This episode is brought to you by Novilla Mattresses. When it comes to your mother, you want her sleeping in a comfortable bed. When she's with me, she won't have to worry about that because I sleep on a Novilla mattress. Let me tell you, when your mom is at my place, she is sleeping on a very comfortable mattress and she is going to get you one as well. Meet their Bliss Organic Memory Foam Mattress. Perfect for those who want a cool, dry, undisturbed sleep throughout the night, made with organic bamboo charcoal fiber, excellent motion isolation, cooling gel-infused memory foam that fits all bed frames and is reasonably priced. Perfect for if you want an inexpensive mattress for you, your children, or even for your guest room. It comes in a box delivered right to your door, and you get 100 nights to try it out. Skip that trip to the big box mattress store and get a mattress from Novilla. Throw out that cheap Walmart mattress you got in college and get yourself a mattress made by Novilla. Using promo code Schweezy or the link in our description, you can save 10% on any purchase through Novilla directly. Try out the mattress that your mom tried out last night. Again, that's 10% off using promo code Schweezy. And a reminder, when you use our links, you directly support this show. When you want it the most, there's no easy way out. When you're ready to go and your heart's left in doubt, don't give up on your faith, but come to those who believe it, and that's the way it is. That's the way it is. Hello, my fellow Schwoke Lords, and what is going on? Welcome back to another episode of Cancel Schweezy. Cancel Schweezy, better known as the Lord's trademark favorite podcast. What's going on, everyone? How's everyone doing? I haven't been doing too much. I was trying to think about what did I do in the last week, and it was 4th of July. I did all the 4th of July shenanigans, and I've been working on a guitar. I posted on my Instagram, so if you want to check it out on my Instagram, basically you'll see a photo of it. It's so I've got a Fender Starcaster. Well, it was a Squire, now it's a Fender because new headstock. It's a whole new neck. Basically, Tom DeLonge started. There's a lot of things I wanted with it. So it was really nice actually. Out of just buying it stock and stuff like that. So. Basically, yeah, I'll get back to that. But yeah, no, I wanted Tom DeLonge started using Starcaster, so we got a million different variations of the Starcaster. His version, I'm going to try to make this not. I'm not going to get too into gear because I think that most people are not musicians who listen to this, or if they are, welcome to the show. Tom has just a volume knob. And that's it. It's just a volume knob and one pickup. Basically, pickups are basically you'll see them on guitars, but they're basically, to dumb it down, they're basically just little microphones. Basically, things that make sound. It's either a microphone or a speaker. If you didn't know, you could basically, any speaker can be a microphone, and any microphone could be a speaker. They're just it's a weird reverse thing. But if you do it, I'm going to turn this speaker into a microphone. It might sound like shit. So, don't do that. Is this?
I was told.
There we go. That's what I wanted to hear. But yeah, no. So I'm doing that. So basically mine's two pickups. Two microphones, little microphones in it, a volume and a tone knob and, switch. And I did I just swapped the neck to it, make it look more like Tom's guitar. And basically, if you know anything about wiring or soldering at all, that can be annoying at times. But this guitar was kind of a bitch because there was a million different problems, and then I eventually figured it out. And then when you try to get everything back in the right hole, it's not like a Stratocaster where you have the white pick guard and all the electronics are underneath it. And basically, you can buy a pre-wired pick guard and all you have to do is solder two cables, and then it just works. But this one you had to maneuver everything in and try to maneuver all the volume knob and the tone knob in, a wire would come undone, and so then you're oh, now it doesn't make sound anymore, and you have to figure out where what wire came undone? Then you find the wire that came undone. Like, where did this go to? Where did it fall off from? And so it was quite the fucking bitch to get this thing done. And that's why I suggest anyone with a hollow body or semi-hollow body guitar, and you're like, I want to change the pickups, or I want to change the pots, or like the volume and tone pots. And you're like, just don't, just leave it the way it is. It's kind of a bitch already, unless you're going to do the one knob Tom DeLonge thing with it, then you're fine. So don't worry about that. So yeah, I've been fucking I've been soldering and dealing with this fucking guitar all week, but now it's perfect, and I got it working perfect, and I'm happy about it. But yeah, the electronics on that thing was a bitch. I've also gotten, so I'm in like a middle of nowhere small town, and I found out at the local Walmart they sell Emo's Pizza, which is like a St. Louis style pizza, and it's not the best style of pizza, but it reminds me of my dad. And so if you just do shit like that because life be like that sometimes. And yeah, so I'm obsessed with that. And I literally saw one of the most beautiful women I've ever seen at Walmart. You heard me right. I saw a beautiful woman at Walmart. I was like, I don't know, like, you meet people who aren't ugly, and shit like that. I'm like, yeah, I could, they're pretty good looking, and stuff like that. That's who you see at Walmart. Like, you never see, like, jaw-dropping people at Walmart. Those people don't go to Walmart. Those people, they go to Target. Yeah, I will admit, like, the better-looking people go to Target. But not at Walmart, though. It was just a weird experience. So, yeah. Are you incredibly good-looking and go to Walmart? Because that's new. Like, even like the models they have, like, they're not ugly, but like they look like probably you're this good looking. You're as good looking as like Walmart can be, So that was a weird experience, which I don't know. I decided I want to talk about this today on this show, but life finds a way, Also, I have an update from a couple weeks ago. We talked about the Maddie Healy, Ice Spice, and Taylor Swift drama and all that. And I guess, so initially I thought like an Inuit Spice Girl. And then I heard that, I'm like, I don't know what Inuit is. And so I looked it up and I'm like, oh, they're like Eskimos or something like that. I don't know. I just call them Eskimos. And then, so they called her an Inuit Spice Girl. They called Ice Spice that. And I didn't know the context of it, but like Taylor Swift fans are mad because they're the worst fan group on the internet. Like, Taylor Swift is amazing. And like, don't get me wrong, I agree with you on that. She is great. But her fan base is just like kind of fucking stupid, And you shouldn't be obsessed with another person, okay? Just get your own shit going on. Don't be fucking obsessed. Don't be fucking running Instagram pages for another person. That's not a meme. If you run a meme page, you have a lot of other different problems, but if you're running a page for one single person that you worship and adore, I'm like, you need to get some shit going on in your life, bro. That's for sure. But anyways, though, on the initial show, I think it was a podcast that the Inuit Spice Girl came from, the context of it, I learned the context of it because I don't do a lot of research into shit. Unless I say I do research, which means I pulled up one article. So I learned when they were like, oh, Ice Spice. And they're like, oh, is that like an Inuit Spice Girl? Because there's Baby Spice, and all the other Spice Girls, I can't remember any other names except for Baby Spice. But, it was Ice Spice, like an Inuit Spice Girl. It wasn't supposed to be a slur. It was supposed to be like, oh, is she like an Eskimo? Was that her theme? So I just wanted to update everyone on that who was all up in arms and shit like that. So, so basically, for the most part,
I was told
that it was a joke because it was like the Eskimo Spice Girl, like that was the joke. And out of context, jokes are mean. That's why I don't want to do like, oh, we need someone who's gonna like transcribe my podcast for me. I'm like, I don't know, if, to be honest with you, if you're deaf, like if you like legit just cannot hear, like you're like real deaf, not like the fake, like I'm legally deaf and you're like, they can barely hear out of one ear or whatever, like those pussies. I don't know. Making fun. Sorry, that was mean. But can't even remember where I was going to. Shit like that. Long story short, learning the context. Oh yeah, I was talking about like, I don't know. If you just read the jokes I talk about, I'm like, it just sounds like I'm being an asshole. So at the end of the day, be nice to people. Okay, don't be a dick. Okay, don't be a dick. Make sure you're checking out my music and socials, all under, well, my music under Schweezy, wherever you stream music, and then all my social media is under TheSchweezy. It's just the in front of it. Someone took Schweezy, so it's kind of rough. So,
Oh no! Our table!
that works too, you know? So yeah, make sure you're checking that out. I'm trying to finish a mix up, and we'll hopefully have something coming up in May.
You bet I'm coming up in May.
Coming up in May pretty soon. So make sure you're checking that out and following me on social media. It's your update on that on podcast shit too as well. We got a Patreon page. I need to update the PayPal and Cash App pages where you can help me out there as well. So you don't have to be a bad person.
Come on, Mark. Don't be stingy.
And stuff like that. So make sure you're checking that out. We have a Patreon page too. Those are all great financial ways to say thank you for being a friend. But if you also want more information and want to do free shit and support the show, make sure you're checking out the YouTube page, especially if you're listening. And if you might be on the YouTube page right now. So make sure you're subscribed over there. Give us a like, give us a subscribe, give us a comment, especially on the highlights that you can share with your friends. But leave it if I say anything wrong, which is very rare. Very rare I would say anything wrong or anything like that. And if you're on the audio platforms, leave a review and give us a 5, 4, 3, 2, or 1 star rating. Okay?
I feel like a woman, a real woman.
I've come across a discovery or just a thought process. This is for the men out there. Penis havers, maybe. Maybe it's for the penis havers. I think maybe they might be the people. But the porn site, we're just going to go with the cisgenders here today, folks. A man's preferred porn site really says a lot about his character. I'm a Pornhub guy. I'm just, classic, easy, just a big, it's the hub, so good. It's the popular one. It's just the hub, and it's, it's clean. For the most part, I think on Pornhub, you find normal porn. I think Pornhub's more for normal porn. There's obviously problems there, but, normal, I think Pornhub, we can all say normal porn, for the most part. X-Hamster, the only thing I've ever really seen on X-Hamster is...
Come on, Mark. Don't be stingy.
That guy and Mark. That's the only thing I've seen on X-Hamster. So if you're an old guy who likes to perform on video, I think X-Hamster is for you. Spank Bang, those are like the Linux guys, like they're like Linux is the best, that's what Spank Bang is, like Linux users, they're like the Linux users of porn. Xvideo is like, I like some hardcore stuff, but I can sometimes be okay with normal stuff too. I don't know if Xvideo is your porn site. Ladies, just keep that in mind and stuff like that. OnlyFans, if you're an OnlyFans guy, if you only look at porn from OnlyFans, I think if all your porn is from OnlyFans, you are financially stable. So, ladies, if you want a financially stable guy, OnlyFans, because if he has enough money, if he's, we all have a million subscriptions these days, but if he's doing a porn subscription, he might be doing good. So those are my thoughts. What other porn sites are there? I couldn't think of any more, but please tell me. All right, it's time to get into the news, aka previous week right now.
Let's just jump into it.
It's just the news from last week. Let's just go into it. I wanna read the news here. Basically, I just read news articles. Like, I'm not even reporting, I'm just reading. That's all I'm doing. I mean, it's better than your local news. This is way better than if this show is not better than your local news, I might kill myself. Not really. I'm not going to actually hurt It's kind of one of those things you have to, when you go to therapy and you're like, I'm not wanting to hurt myself. You got to like be very clear with your therapist. I'm not trying to hurt myself. Okay, first article we got is from Newsweek. Newsweek is a site. So this one's part of our segment we like to call
Cool stuff, slick stuff, neat stuff,
where we go over what the hell Garth Brooks has been doing or anything related to Garth Brooks. That's what I wanted to work on today. So let's look into it. Greg Abbott duped by fake news story mocking Garth Brooks. Texas Governor Greg Abbott was mocked on social media after he responded to a satirical article about country music legend Garth Brooks being booed off the stage during a performance in the state. On Sunday afternoon, the governor tweeted, "Good job, Texas," with the link to the article, which claims that patriots had booed Brooks during his performance at the 123rd Annual Texas County Jamboree in Hambriston. However, the story was completely made up, and the city of Hambriston doesn't even exist in Texas. While Abbott quickly deleted the post, which was shared on his personal Twitter account with more than 1 million followers, Newsweek captured a screenshot before it was removed. Brooks recently came under fire from right-wing critics over his refusal to ban Bud Light from his new bar in Nashville, Tennessee, amid mounting calls to boycott the beer brand. Bud Light first faced backlash in April over the company's partnership with transgender influencer and activist Dylan Mulvaney. Over the past few months, the outcry over Bud Light's association with Mulvaney has sparked scrutiny of an escalating number of companies over their LGBTQ plus marketing campaigns. Brooks enraged conservatives earlier this month when he told Billboard that he doesn't discriminate and welcomes all to his bar. Friends in Low Places Bar and Honky Tonk, he said he will serve every brand of beer and that his bar encourages love and kindness while playing the greatest music in the world. The fake article by parody news website Dunning-Kruger Times. Is that fucking Seinfeld? The company George worked at like the 8th and 9th season? Maybe just the 9th season. Shared by Abbott on Sunday, accuses Brooks of loving liberals and playing for the other side. Dunning-Kruger's Times states on his website that all of its contents parody, satire, and town tomfoolery. In the now deleted Twitter post, the Texas governor captioned the tweet in part with the popular GOP refrain, "Go woke, go broke." Despite the tweet being removed quickly, Twitter users managed to snag screenshots and mocked the governor online for not noticing certain key details of the fake piece. Greg Abbott, Texas, just accidentally posted a satire article because he wants to hate on queer Texans and Garth Brooks so bad. Texas State Representative Greg Kazar, a Democrat, tweeted, "The Texas County Jamboree doesn't exist. Hambriston, Texas, is not real, and the governor is not fit to tweet, much less govern. Happy Pride." Christopher S. Brown, a retired TV network producer, taunted Abbott by responding to his tweet, writing that there are plenty of real problems the governor should focus on. Greg Abbott posts a fake item from the Dunning-Kruger Times written by Flag Eagleton Patriot, he tweeted. So, first of all, I just feel like people who, I don't know if I'm helping in this situation, but people who like read the title of news articles and then were like, I'm going to share this with my friends. And like, they clearly did not read the article. Like, first of all, this is like, you can clearly see, what's the website? Dunning-Kruger, fucking Dunning-Kruger Times, Yeah, that's the problem. If you live near like a Kroger's grocery store, I love calling those places Kruger's. Oh, no, it's not. Is it Kruger Industrial Smoothing? That's the Seinfeld one. I just hear Kruger and I'm like, or Kroger, and I'm like, Kruger Industrial Smoothing. So you have to be pretty fucking dumb. I don't know, be like, to that. And like, or this guy really doesn't like LGBT people, And I'm like, I just don't get it. We're doubling down. We're doubling down on all the things that protect. We're doubling down on protecting trans kids here at Cancel Schweezy, not because of the cause, which we do agree with. We agree with the cause, not because of the cause, out of spite. We're protecting trans kids out of spite. Imagine doing good deeds out of spite. That's what Cancel Schweezy is all about. Doing good things out of spite. I didn't think that this, the Garth Brooks Bud Light debate would have gotten this big. I remember when it first came out, I'm like, we're not going to talk about it because it's clearly just a business move. And Garth has always been. And like Garth Brooks has always at least spoken about how he wants equality. He's like, all humans, because in reality, all humans taste the same, That's, that's just a fact of life. All humans do taste the same. So that's according to Garth Brooks. There's only one race, and that's mankind. Shut the fuck up, dude. You like, I know he's a, you know, I don't want to say false information, but so this is clearly satire, is what I'm about to say. But he does look like he's killed someone, dude. Like, Garth Brooks does look like he's killed someone. And if it became found out, I think a lot of people would not be surprised for how he's fucking being on social media. And yeah, I think Garth might be a little autistic too. And you're like, that's a bold claim. Well, it's like when you're autistic, you know, I finally finished an autism test. It turns out I'm fine. I'm just kind of dumb. If you can't understand someone's facial expressions, like, you're probably autistic. And I'm not shaming people for being autistic. You didn't choose that. Unless you did. Unless you're like trans autistic, then fuck you. But yeah, it's like he doesn't recognize. And then like the where are the bodies guard, like he doesn't get the joke and doesn't like it, you know, because he thinks it's like real, you know, and shit like that. He doesn't get the joke. And so it's like, I think if you don't have a sense of humor, you're autistic. I mean, that's funny. And some of you do have a sense of humor and are also autistic. So don't like count. You're like, good, I have a sense of humor. I'm like, you might still be autistic. So I wouldn't count yourself out just yet about all that. So anyways, though, I really want Texas to be I don't even care if it's like super liberal, but I would just like it to be very center, you know? Because I kind of want to move to Austin. Like, that's in my mind, back of my mind, like, hey, maybe I should move to Austin. You know, because every podcast is moving to Austin. You know, I think about that, and then, yeah, but then it's like, weed's not legal, and, you know, it's like, what's the point, you know? Is it even worth it, you know? But anyways, though, Greg Abbott is a fucking dumbass. Garth Brooks is still a murderer. And at the end of the day, Hambriston, Texas doesn't exist. Greg Abbott, you run the state. You should probably fucking learn what is in a city there, you know? You know, or at least Google shit, you know? Dumbass. Daddy. Okay. Next article we got here is from Cosmopolitan. So we got a little cool stuff going on here. Did John Mayer just respond to Taylor Swift's re-record of Dear John on Speak Now? It's a big day for Taylor Swift, who just released Taylor's version of Speak Now, the studio album, which first came out in 2010. After fans dug into who each song might be about, they're now speculating that none other than John Mayer has responded. In case you need a reminder, Taylor and John dated between 2009 and 2010, often performing together during her Fearless tour. She was 19 and he was 32 at the time, and the lyrics to the track Dear John include, Dear John, I see it all now, it was wrong. Don't you think 19 is too young to be played by your dark, twisted games? When I loved you so, I should have known. I don't know, I don't listen to that song very much. After the song came out, John told Rolling Stone that it made him feel terrible and he wasn't given any heads up about its release. It was a really lousy thing to do, he said. I never got an email, I never got a phone call, I was really caught off guard. Ahead of Speak Now's re-release, Taylor urged fans at one of her gigs to not go after people on her behalf. I'm not putting this album out so that you can feel the need to defend me on the internet against someone you think I might have written a song about 14 million years ago, she explained, adding that she's grown up and has moved on. Still, hasn't stopped John from hopping onto Instagram and sharing that fans think is a direct response to the new album. The artist posted a series of photos from a recent gig, the last picture of which shows a firework display reading the words, "Please be kind." Fans are taking this as a direct request to Taylor's audience, particularly as the carousel of images came on Speak Now's Taylor's version's release. Still, considering Taylor has said she's over it and not to take to the internet to fight her battles, maybe everyone should not look at John's comments right now. So, yeah, I don't, you know, Jake Gyllenhaal went through it. I think John's now going through it. And I hear Joe Jonas might be going through it. But even though, like, here's the thing. And I think people need to understand. I'm glad Taylor actually said something about it. I'm like, I wrote these songs over a decade ago. Remember who you were a decade ago? Some Taylor Swift fans didn't exist, but some, like, do you remember who you were? It came out in 2010, so we're like, remember 13 years ago? Who were you 13, 14 years ago? Okay, think about that. And you know, I'm glad that I didn't have any. You know, yeah, it's a yes and no. I'm glad I didn't have any hits when I was like, I wasn't like a teenage, songwriter, like who had a big hit, because that could have been, man, there are some, you just have cringy shit, you look, if you're a songwriter, a lot of times you look back on your older stuff and don't like it. And I think for Taylor, she's always had some good songs, but she looks back on like topics and like things about, like, I wrote about this guy, and you're like, how do I feel about this guy right now? Like, I don't think about him at all, and I'm over it, because it was over 13 years ago. And the fact that she has to tell it to Taylor Swift has to say it to her fans kind of shows that she has a lot of dumbass fucking fans.
Come on, Mark, don't be stingy.
And I think we can all probably agree that she has probably some dumb fucking fans who are like, especially when I talked about the Inuit Spice Girl thing, I'm like clearly learn the context of something before you try to fucking Maddie Healy's or racist. Like, bro, he made a big ass formal apology for using a gun in the music video for their song Robbers. Like, I'm pretty sure he's probably more liberal than you think. Oh, he does the Nazi salute. Like, do you know the context of a performance and a song? Like, you gotta know that shit. So, I love John Mayer, and he's even admitting, like, yeah, I wasn't the best person in my life. And yeah, if you're talking about your past self and you were 32 years old in your past self, and you dated a 19-year-old when you were 32, you probably have a regret about that, and John seems to probably have a regret about the age gap between the two. And it's so weird saying John, like, John's a lot older than you think it is. Been thinking about, who says I can't get stoned? Call up a girl that I used to know. Let's make a rumor that that's about Taylor Swift. I don't even know if the timeline was it. Battle Studies, was that the album that one came on? I know it's like John Mayer's it's like a white album cover. It's a white album cover with John's face on it, not the one that came out in like 2018, 2017. The one with still keep your shampoo in my shower. That one. That was a good album too. Hard to find a bad John Mayer album. But anyways, though, don't be fucking stupid on the internet. I think that's the lesson for today. Don't be a fucking stupid Taylor Swift fan. We're like Swifties, go on the Reddit. There's like, I can't believe Taylor must have been so hurt, and I just envy her. I'm like, shut the fuck. You don't know her, okay? If you think you know who Taylor Swift is, you probably don't know who she is, okay? Like, you're like, how do you know that's Taylor's personality? I'm like, you don't even know what, like, she's actually like. But I heard she's pretty nice, though. I've heard she's nice to strangers, so that's a good thing. She's one of those people, I think, who knows how to spend them, who knows how to be rich, If you're rich and you don't waste all your money all the time, if you don't just fucking spend money all the time, if you're, like, hoarding that shit, you're not being rich, right, If you're rich, you're like, I want to go out to eat tonight, let's go to this restaurant, You're like, that waiter's been really nice to me, I really like what they're doing. I bet, if they're a waiter, they're probably not doing too well in life. So you just be like, here's $1,000. I'm like, it's not fucking nothing to me, Do you think if you went up to Jeff Bezos and be like, hey, Jeff, can I have $1,000? Do you think he'd just give it to you? Because, like, to him, $1,000 is nothing, Like, that's what I always think about rich people. Like, I bet Mark Cuban would probably, if he just, like, went up to Mark Cuban and was like, hey, Mark, hey, Mark.
Come on, Mark, don't be stingy.
That would be my response if he says no. Hey, Mark, can I have $1,000? I'm kind of low on money right now. I need to pay rent. You're like, oh, yeah, sure. And he just pulls out the cash and he has it already. It's like, I don't know. So that's the big thing. Don't chase money. Chase dreams. I don't know. All right, last article we have here today, or previous week right now. Meta launches Threads, its app to rival Twitter, a day early from MarketWatch. Meta Platforms Inc. launched Threads, its rival to Twitter, a day early Wednesday. Let's do this. Welcome to Threads. Meta Chief Executive Mark Zuckerberg posted on the new app. The text-based app, a spinoff of Meta's Meta, Instagram has been set to launch Thursday morning, but instead went live for users in the US in more than 100 other countries Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern. The free app is now available for download on Apple's App Store and Google Play Store, and by using a QR code at the website threads.com. Meta shares, which rose almost 3% Wednesday, gained more than 1% in after hours. Trading immediately after the app launched, the stock was up 1.6% pre-market Thursday. Threads users will be able to use their Instagram usernames and import their followers, and will be able to post messages, follow new accounts, and post public replies, much like Twitter. Our vision with Threads is to take what Instagram does best and expand that to text, creating a positive and creative space to express your ideas, Instagram said in a blog post. The app is the most serious challenge yet to Twitter, which Elon Musk has transformed since buying it for $44 billion last year. Since then, Twitter has slashed its staff, lifted many safety restrictions, and become less stable. It has also made many of its features available only to subscribers who pay $8 a month. Over the weekend, Musk throttled Twitter users from viewing too many tweets, further outraging users. When asked if Threads could become bigger than Twitter, which has about 356 million monthly active users worldwide, compared to Instagram's 2 billion, Zuckerberg posted, "It'll take time, but I think there should be a public conversation app with 1 billion plus people on it. Twitter has had the opportunity to do this, but hasn't nailed it. Hopefully we will." Zuckerberg tweeted Wednesday for the first time since 2012, acknowledging the obvious similarities between Threads and Twitter. "We built Threads with tools to enable positive, productive conversations," Instagram said. "You can control who can mention you or reply to you within Threads." It added that users can block, restrict, or report troublesome profiles, that Instagram's community guidelines will be enforced on the new app. So, things like this always interest me.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
That's to Twitter. So, we're looking at history right now, folks. We are looking at history. Will Threads kill Twitter? Kind of like how Instagram, when they added videos, killed Vine. Will it kill Twitter? Because Twitter, Zuck really took the opportunity there. It's like, Elon is doing, I haven't been on Twitter in forever. And guess what? I don't need to. Hopefully this kills Twitter. I actually hope this kills Twitter. And I think about it in my mind, because, Twitter is just a fucking cesspool. But, I'm like, Threads will change everything. I'm like, no, it won't. Threads will not change. It's going to be the same thing, obviously, if people from Twitter move over to Threads and stuff like that. But I don't know. Is it going to be Google Plus, or is it going to be, like TikTok, where it just becomes a phenomenon? I remember when Twitter first came out. That's how old I fucking am. I remember, I think the first mention I ever heard of Twitter was I was at a show. I want to say it was the band Ludo, based out of St. Louis. And they were like, yeah, follow us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. And we're like, Twitter? What the hell is that? So then I looked up Twitter. I'm like, oh, okay, it's a new social media platform. And then it became big, and then Trump ruined it. And then Trump got kicked off Twitter. I'm like, it's about damn time. Now he's on Truth Social, which is going to stay exactly where it's at. But no, I'm interested in Threads. It's interesting. I'm just wondering, curious, will it kill Twitter, or will it die a very sad death? I'm going to make a guess that I'm going to make the guess, if I was going to gamble on it, I'd make the guess that it will kill Twitter, because Elon is like, oh yeah, you can use Twitter for $8 a month. The whole point of social media is it's free and you steal my information. Okay, that's the whole point of social media. I see funny shit and you steal my information. That's what social media is. That's the way it's always been. Fucking paying to be on social media is kind of dumb. Let's bring back MySpace. MySpace was just so simple. You had friends. You had your top friends. You had a song. You had fucking Fall Out Boy playing, or Panic at the Disco. Not even from Before You Can't Swell. Not one of the singles. It was definitely not one of the singles. Is it still me that makes you sweat? I think that's probably one of the singles. I still think you about in bed. Nice. Is it still me? I just like what they looked like. Is it still me that makes you sweat? Am I who you think about in bed? I'm like, really? Those bunch of fucking Mormon kids, you know? Anyways, though. I don't know. Should I join Threads? That's the question. Should I join Threads? I probably will. I'm probably going to end up joining it. Fucking I run, you know, I'm working in entertainment. I'm going to probably have to fucking have a Threads account. Have you ever been out in public and thought, hey, look at that fat guy, only for it to turn out to be a mirror and you are in fact the fat guy? That was the moment that kickstarted me into becoming the greatest health expert the world has ever seen. But I wasn't born being built different. Like Joe Cocker before me, I get by with a little help from my friends. And my friends happen to be today's sponsor, FNX Fitness. FNX Fitness is committed to creating innovative supplements of the highest quality that provide focus for a productive morning, energy to thrive all day, performance supplements to reach new goals, unique sleep and recovery formulas to support any sport, and healthy supplements to support an active lifestyle for years to come. I also really enjoy their clothing line that makes you look good while you work out as well. Another thing I love about FNX Fitness is that with every purchase, they donate a gallon of water to a child in need. Start working out smarter, not harder, by using the link in our description today. You can save 15% on your purchase. Go save 15% on some of the best supplements out there when using the link in our description. And remember, when you use our links, you directly support this show. When you're at the beach, you aren't going there naked, letting everyone see your little shrunken pee-pee from being in the water. No, you're wearing some sort of clothing to cover up your privates. So why would you let companies you buy products from have access to the privates of your credit cards? That's where today's sponsor, Privacy, becomes the clothing for your credit card information. Privacy is the first payment product that keeps your personal information private while being even more convenient than using a physical payment card online. Privacy empowers you to protect your physical card information. Each merchant you share your card information with puts you more at risk to hackers or data breaches. Why not use a privacy card instead? By creating a virtual card with privacy for each merchant you shop with, your physical card is safe and secure. Privacy cards can be paused or closed at any time, preventing any future transactions from being authorized. Privacy cards can also be single-use, meaning they close after just one authorized transaction. One of my favorite ways to use privacy is for a service with a free trial that requires you to put in a credit card to sign up. But wait, there's more. By using the link in our description, you can get $5 to spend anywhere. That's money you get to use. So start paying the smart way with Privacy. And remember, when you use our links, you directly support this show.
I was told by my fucking friend Josh Casey, author of Track and Desire, A Journey After Swallowtail Kites, about a movie. It was a short film. And he was like, you should watch this and tell me if it's any good. He didn't even fucking watch the movie, okay? I'm like telling him, like, you need to watch this movie. Like, you know, it's like a important thing. Like, you need to watch this. And I'm going to talk about why. And if this podcast comes out and he's listening to this and he's like, oh, I still haven't watched it. Hey, Josh, go fuck yourself. So anyways, though, so the movie's it's a short film called Donkey. And I bet, yeah, you think it's about Shrek because Shrek is in the thumbnail for this. Also, I got a Vimeo link, so I don't know. I don't trust Vimeo movies, It's like Vimeos were like, we're going to upload it to Vimeo so we look professional. And then it's like, oh, this is why no one watches this. Who fucking sits on Vimeo? I bet Josh Casey probably fucking sits on Vimeo and fucking watches, like, this is how I consume content. I'm like, fuck you, Josh. First of all, go fuck yourself, Josh. And we're going to get into why Josh needs to go fuck himself in a little bit. So, let's talk about what is this movie about. So we follow this guy, I don't know his name. He's a struggling actor. And in the moment when the film starts, he is supposed to play Shrek at a like children's birthday party, like those like birthday party entertainer type shit. I don't know if those things still exist or I don't know how to get in contact with one, to be honest with you. And so basically it's that, and long story short, I shouldn't say long story short, we're gonna talk about this thing. He gets a call from his sister saying his dad died. His dad is about to pass away. He's in the hospital. He doesn't have much longer to live. He's about to pass. He's about to pass. So, you should probably get to the hospital right now. We understand the emergency. However, this guy's in full body paint, costume and everything, dressed up like Shrek. And one problem I have with the movie is that everyone does not recognize Shrek. I'm saying this is probably in an alternate reality, but in this alternate reality, not a lot of people know about Shrek. It's like Shrek exists, but it's like, it's a movie, but it's not like as cool as it is in this universe and stuff like that. So basically, he's in full fucking Shrek makeup and everything, and he has to go to this hospital to say goodbye to his father. And, the film talks about how he's not been, like, in touch with his family as well as he could have been and stuff like that. And basically, he's also very sad, because he's a struggling actor. He's also very sad about where his acting career is currently. And he gets to go into there as a struggling actor, not doing very well in life, to say goodbye to his father, who seems like he's on life support at this point, and like he has to say his goodbye to his father. And he goes through like this heartfelt apology speech, very good acting, If the movie just ended there, I'd be like, okay, I guess this is about, where we, like, how we don't get to choose in life when people come and go. It would have been nice. It could have just been a beautiful thing. And then his dad wakes up from the hospital, sees his son dressed as Shrek, and he's like, Shrek? And he's like, donkey! And then he dies. And yeah, so this is like dark humor, black humor. Like, if you enjoyed The Menu, like the kind of humor The Menu had, you would probably, or like the movie Envy, those are the only two I know of, then you would probably really, you may kind of like this. However,
You bet I'm coming up in May.
I did not find it that way. Some of you don't know, my father, last year, he recently passed away. He was basically at a point where he was on life support, and eventually we had to pull him off, and so we let everyone say goodbye. Really in my family's fashion, we drag bad things out as long as possible. It's just how we are. I'm not, but my family is. And so we had to do that. And so, yeah, and then basically in my career in life, I was not where I wanted to be. When you're kind of like working in as an artist or entertainer, like you want to be at a point in life, with your parents and stuff like that, And so I was basically in the situation minus being dressed up like Shrek. And it was I shouldn't have watched it. A good friend, Josh Casey, a good friend would not have watched me watch a film about a dead dad dying. As I've let everyone know, I bawled my eyes out watching the fucking Michael Keaton Jack Frost movie because it's a dead dad movie. I was drunk and I bawled my eyes out. It was rough. And I wasn't expecting this. I thought it was just going to be some weird thing about Shrek. No, it was fucking stupid. Fuck that shit. You know what? And fuck you, Josh. You're my friend. You're supposed to let me know better. Reality is I'm not that mad at Josh. I'm just making jokes on the show. Apparently I have to say that. Some people are like, God damn, you're mean to your friends. I'm like, it's different. Hopefully he knows I'm joking about that, But anyways, though, Donkey out now on Vimeo. Whoever the fuck watches things on Vimeo, Josh. Who, if you want to watch fucking Donkey, it's up there. It's not the worst thing I've ever watched. It was just poor, not a movie I needed to watch right now in my life. That's the real situation. It's a movie I probably shouldn't have watched, and so if your dad died, he's in the hospital when he died, don't fucking watch this. It's not going to make you feel good, okay? I was lucky enough to, an edible was kicking in, like it was a good time, luckily I did that or else it's gonna get on really bad. So anyways, though, that's fucking Donkey. Watch it at your own risk. If you have a dead dad, don't watch it. That's just life advice. Don't watch it if you have a dead dad, okay? So it's time to do a segment we haven't done in a minute. It's called WikiHow. And WikiHow, for something that you don't know, WikiHow is a website where they make every guide to every situation in life. A lot of it, like majority of it, like I would say 95% of it, very useful stuff and very helpful. You know, it's a very helpful answer. But however, WikiHow has gone to the question of is trying to answer the question how. How do I do everything? And in regards to do everything, a lot of nonsense is going to be coming up, folks. A lot of nonsense happens. So in this, let's shrink down. Let's get into this. Today we have a cat themed, so let me just do. All right, now I'm small, and the screen is big. All right, so I wanted to do some cat themed stuff today. Let's look at here. Oh, co-authored by Molly DeVos. I wonder if Betsy DeVos. I wonder if they're related. Certified feline training and behavior specialist and certified cat behavior consultant. I'm going to doubt they're related. Just similar last name. So the first article we got, how to sneak your cat into work. Now, you know, I think it's okay to have a cat. I love cats. Cats are great. However, though, is your workplace the best place? Because, I don't know, when you think about like a workplace, like things kind of have to be a certain way that'll make like everyone comfortable, even if sometimes it'll make you a little uncomfortable, better for the overall the office, like why offices are usually cold. It's because some people like just run really hot, and so it's better to keep it cool and it helps you stay awake. I don't know. But some people are always cold, and it's like, well, you can always put on layers. You can't take them off. And ladies, you shouldn't be dressing slutty at your office unless you're a stripper. Actually, I think cold strip club. I don't know. Just be comfortable. I don't know. But anyways, though, like bringing a cat to the office and there's people who fake an allergy. Some people actually say they have an allergy to cats. I don't believe them. But, it's kind of like reheating a fish meal in the microwave at work. You don't do that. You're ruining everyone's day, and it's not a good thing to do. So anyways, though, how to sneak your cat into work. Thank you, Molly DeVos, for bringing to help us bring a cat into the office. Okay. All right, the first one, consider the options. Assess. Wait, it's just because his ass is, it looks like asses. Assess your cat's personality to decide if he is the sort of cat that could be happy and quiet at work. Yeah, that's also a good thing. A lot of, been to a lot of studios with studio cats, Studio cats are cool, But yeah, if your cat's kind of a dick, probably don't bring him to the office. If your cat's just lazy, though, honestly, the lazy cat is probably going to be the cat you need. Like, you have to have just fucking Garfield, or else, like, yeah, it's going to be what you need to bring into the office. So, assess your cat's personality first, okay? All right. Consider the way you get to work. Is your cat a seasoned traveler? Okay. So, yeah, that would make sense. So, yeah, if you have a car, I feel like if you have a car, you'll be fine. If you ride a bike, maybe, put them in a little basket. That's cool. Always that's why I always like littler animals. Put them in a little basket or whatever. Those are fun. Yeah, if you're on the bus, I don't think you should be fucking bringing your cat with you everywhere. Okay. Check the weather. Is it too hot, too cold, too wet, or too windy to carry your cat around? Yeah, I would. Okay, yeah, I feel like that's obvious. You don't want to fucking give your cat heat stroke or whatever. But then there's like always like, like wild, not wild cats, but like stray cats, like they survive. I don't know. I don't know what, like, it's like we know what cats do when we're around them, but like when they go away, and do their shit, like I have no clue what they're doing, Choose a day that isn't heavily mired in away from desk obligations. Okay, yeah, that would make sense. Yeah, I guess if you're gonna bring your fucking cat into the office, I think probably you have like a a sit down desk job, you know? Like that's probably the best. I don't know, if you're doing constructions, your cat's not going to be fucking following you around, you know? The cat's just going to fucking go off, fuck something, and then come back, you know? Make preparations, you know, be absolutely certain of where your boss and other coworkers will be throughout the day. Yeah. And thinking about it a little bit more, you know, we didn't decide, like, are we trying to hide the cat in the office, or are we just allowed to let the cat roam free, you know? I know some places let you bring your dog into work, but, I don't know, some dogs just love people, you know, like, I don't know, that's unproductive, but, like, when it's, like, my dog, if you have, like, one of those really well-trained dogs, you're like, sit, and that's always, like, right next to your leg if you tell them to, you know, work, but I don't know if you can train a cat that way. I bet you can, but they won't do it, you know? Can you train a cat to do things? Probably. Will they do it? No. You know, that's who they are, you know? So yeah, make sure your boss doesn't find your fucking office cat. Prepare the cat's necessities. Oh yeah, I guess you need a good storage thing. I know there's like those backpacks with a little cat window on them. Only if your cat likes that, I guess, you know? And how do you even know if your cat will like that, you know? Yeah. Nice thing about cats is they always come back, you know? Like, they're not gonna, like, if they go away, if you don't see them for a week, whatever, they'll come back. That's the always nice thing about cats, at least with the home, because they go to where they're getting free food, that's where they're going to. Like, they're gonna come back. That's why you don't feed stray cats if you don't want to keep the stray cat, you know? Because they'll just keep coming back. All right. Start bringing the bag to work at least once or 2 weeks prior to sneaking the animal into the office. Okay, we're like, hey, everyone. I'm just bringing my laundry basket with nothing suspicious in it. Remember 2 weeks ago when I started? Remember when there's nothing in it? Yep, there's nothing in it right now. So I guess this is for sneaking your fucking cat into the office. Honestly, your cat will be fine at home. Like, if your home's, like, well heated and cooled, you know, your cat will be fine, dude. Cats barely need anything to live, dude. Purchase a cat harness and a leash. Okay. You know, don't want the cat to run off. You know where the cat won't run off to? In your own home. Okay? Like, pack everything you need into the bag to determine if you can fit all items inside. This all sounds like it'll work, but we're getting to a point where it's like, you know, I think my cat will just be better off at home, you know? Like, you know, I think it'll be better off at home. And then when you come home and the cat's nice to you, you know, you get that little serotonin. You know, I think that's more of a benefit. You have to have no serotonin that way, because if, like, you already have serotonin and you try to add more on, it's like, oh, at max capacity, you won't be happy anymore. But if you have no serotonin, then you fill it up. It's like, you know, it's like filling up a glass of water, sody water, okay? If the cat doesn't fit or it seems cramped, reconfigure how you pack your travel bag. I don't know. I feel like if we go to the last step of, like, bring this, you know, container that your cat will be in for 2 weeks prior to bring the cat in. Like, figure out if the cat has space first, then bring the bag. I'm gonna just make that, like, speed up the process a little bit more, you know? For a smooth transition from home to office, prepare your cat bag a few days before you plan to sneak your cat into work. Yeah, you should have everything prepped if you're gonna fucking sneak your cat into the office. That's a real rule. All right, part 3. You made preparations. Now we're on to toting the kitty on the day. So we're at the day of. We prepped. Now we're on the day of. Feed your cat breakfast. Hopefully you feed your cat if you have a cat. You know, it'll keep it coming back to you. Okay. And then encourage your cat to use the litter box. I would say just, you know, I've been obsessed with training your cat to use the toilet. Just train your cat to use the toilet. I think that's going to be a better option for you. So, yeah, I guess you'd want it to drain things. I guess Caesar would say, was it Caesar Milan? Is that his name? The dog guy, you know, the South Park episode of him. I heard him say that, like, what time of day you feed them, you know, like scheduling the poops around like their meal time, so like, okay, they ate a meal, so they're probably gonna poop soon. So you gotta kind of be ready for that shit. And then give your cat lots of affection and attention before you place him in the bag. I've given cats plenty of affection and tried to put them somewhere, and they will not, they're not gonna, that's not an easy thing for most cats to get them there. Unless it's declawed, and then I heard like so many sad things about declawing cats, so, in the bag. Instead of transferring the cat to your bag while you get ready for work, make the transfer the last thing you do before you leave the house. Yeah, that's more just like time management. It's like, it's going to take a lot longer to do that. And also, I don't want to put my cat in there for like an hour. So, things suck. All right, now we're in the office with the cat. Be confident. Yeah, if you act, that's actually really good advice. If you act suspicious, they're going to be suspicious, And so, yeah, don't let them be suspicious about your office, about the cat you brought into the office, Look around to see if anyone is around your office or desk. Yeah, I guess you'd want to hide the, you don't want anyone to see the cat, and that's a whole meeting with HR you don't want to have. Turn on your computer and get set up for the day. I guess that would be, that'd be the thing. Do your job, where you don't need your cat there. Letting the cat out of the bag. That's funny. Decide whether having your cat let out of the bag is a sensible option. That should have been the first fucking thing you thought about when you're deciding, like, I'm going to sneak my cat into the office. This is the first thing you should have thought of. Okay? You think keeping the cat in a little cramped space all day for 8 hours, is that a good idea? Is this a good idea? Should I let him out? Is this a good idea to let him out? Shut up, dude. Double check your surroundings before you encourage your cat to come out of the bag. Okay? Just prep, When your cat seems ready to leave, unpack the cat and encourage him to get to know your workplace. I don't think you should even be doing that to begin with. Place the blanket underneath your desk and put food and water in the small bowl. Anticipate his needs, setting up the litter after an hour being out of the bag. Okay. At the end of the day, all right, we successfully brought our cat into the office. Target to go home earlier than usual. I don't even know how you can even do that with a job, unless you're like salary. Cause kitty stress. Okay. Place your cat's items back in the bag. Okay, and then you just, do the opposite of what we're doing. Anyways, though, would I suggest bringing your cat into the office? Don't sneak your cat into the office. I mean, this was a good guide to doing that. But I would say just what you should do is just leave your cat at home unless your office is cool with it, okay? Okay? That's the rule, okay? Oh, God, I thought my recording stopped for a minute. Like, almost out of stress. Whew! Okay. All right, next article we got here is how to apologize to a cat. Okay. So let's just do it. Sometimes you accidentally hurt a cat and like, cats apologize, and I guess do all animals apologize to each other when they do bad things, or do they just move on? I don't know, dude. I don't know. But anyways, oh no, you've done something to deeply offend your cat, and now it won't even let you come near it. Fortunately, it is possible to earn a cat's forgiveness. This article will show you not only how to apologize to your cat, but it will also show how to do it safely so that you don't get scratched. Okay. I feel like if you're apologizing to your cat and you're going to get scratched, I feel like you're doing the apology wrong. My opinion, but I'm not the cat. So this is co-authored by Jessica Char. Hopefully I'm saying that right. Sorry, Jessica, who's a cat and dog behavior consultant. I feel like co-author is just like they ask someone questions or something like that. Hopefully it's just like they ask them some questions and stuff like that. How do we apologize? Reading your cat's body language. Take note. Your cat's body language. It will let you know what sort of mood your cat is in. If your cat is too angry or upset, your apology will mean nothing to him or her and will most likely result in you getting slapped across the face. What are you talking about? Cats get slapped across the face, you have to have like a fucking hand, right? They have paws, okay? Like, I don't see a cat doing a slap. I don't think cats can slap. Okay, I don't know. I'm not a scientist, so I could be wrong. Observe the ears. A cat's ears are very expressive and will determine or the ears are up in its normal relaxed position. If so, you can go. Okay, so if the ears are up, it's good. If the ears are turned back, do not approach your cat. If your cat's ears are pressed back flat against the skull, it might be feeling scared. You can still approach your cat, but do it slowly. Okay, so just does the cat look upset? If the cat looks like it's gonna fucking kill you or try to kill you, stay away. That's good advice. I'm saying the advice is always good. It's just fucking random articles and this shit. 3, watch the tail. The tail is the most expressive part of the cat's body and is a good indicator of your cat's mood. Unlike dogs, cats do not wag their tail when they are happy. Here are some more guidelines. If the tail is pointing up with the tip slightly curled to the side, cat is content and safe to approach. If the tail is poofed up, your cat is frightened. You may try to blah, blah, blah. If your cat is twitching or thumping its tail, then do not approach your cat. It is angry and probably at you. Give your cat some time before apologizing. That is true. So I think a lot of things here. This is like what this article sounds like is this has to be for extraterrestrials. Like this cannot be for fucking humans, dude. No one you can't write an article like this for fucking humans, dude. You can't do that. Okay. The cat looks so fucking mad in this. Take note of your cat's eyes. A cat's eyes are responding to be dramatic to the changes in the light, but they also change according to mood, okay? If your cat's pupils are very large, it may be afraid. If the cat's pupils are narrow, this is like an article of like, oh, this is just reading your cat's body language. Okay, so that's why it's all talking about that. Look at the face, yeah, okay. So if it looks angry, it is angry, okay? It's not fucking... Remember we were talking about people with autism, they couldn't tell, like, facial expressions, they couldn't understand someone angry, happy, sad, from the facial expressions. Don't be autistic towards your cat, okay? That's the lesson here. Look at the face, yeah. And if it's in whatever fucking position this is, where it's like, it's like, that cat position for the listeners. Look at your cat's body. Yeah, so I think it's just, I don't know. If you don't know how to read a cat's fucking body language, do you know the claws are extended or tense? Use extreme caution. Cats are fast. All right, if you see the claws, be careful, folks. Look out. Dude, if you've been scratched by a cat, dude, it's the fucking worst. And you're like, I want to remove its claws, but at the same time, you're like, apparently that's not good for the cat, to declaw them in. I'm like, what am I supposed to do? Can I want my cat to be happy, but I also don't want him to scratch me. It's going to be an inside cat. We're going to live in the ghetto. This is going to stay inside, All right, 2, we're finally at the apologies. So we've learned what cat's body language is. Now we're going to apologize. Apologizing to your cat. Determine the offense. What do you do to make your cat mad? Did you know? But make fun of it. You will probably have to. If you make fun of your cat, the cat's not going to notice. Cat's not going to notice. If you step on your cat, okay, you need to apologize for that. Simple cuddle. Okay, so if you step on your cat, like where its tail, just, cuddle it, pet it, do what it likes. If your cat's favorite spot on the couch, consider vacating the spot. Okay, give your cat, let your fucking Sheldon Cooper cat have its spot on the couch, All right. Choose a good time to apologize. Cat is visibly angry. You will need to give it some time before you try to approach it and apologize. Approaching too soon may result in getting scratched. Try not to wait too long to apologize. However, instead, approach the cat as soon as it appears calmer. You can also approach a frightened cat, but do so with caution. The cat keeps running away from you. Consider leaving behind a small treat, a place that can... Okay, so trap it. Trap your cat. Frightened cat should be approached with care. Yep, obviously. Read the fucking room, dude. It's a fucking animal. Walk slowly towards your cat, This also works for if you need to apologize to... I wonder if this is like how to apologize to a woman. Read their body language. Leave little treats so it comes towards you. That's how you apologize to a woman. Walk slowly to your cat, If it runs away, it's still angry at you. Talk to your cat. Tell it I'm sorry. Use your cat's name. Make sure you use that. Yeah. Stroke your cat gently in its favorite spots, obviously, yeah. Play with your cat. Yeah, that's true. So give your cat some attention. This dude, let's talk about this. This dude is fucking, this is, first of all, it's the thumbnail to this fucking segment, but also, jeez fucking Christ, dude. This dude's like fucking reading the story to his cat, dude. Like, who's fucking doing that, dude? Like, I saw the IKEA, there's like a picture, it looks like IKEA, like instructions or whatever, but it's like a guy drinking wine on the couch with his cat. Like, that is me. That's gonna be me in a couple of years, dude. Just being fucking alone forever and just me and a cat, you know. And I'm gonna be like, I only have one cat, you know. I'm not fucking crazy, but I do have one, you know. And then I might eventually get two. You know, like, I only have 2 cats. I'm not a crazy fucking cat person, okay? So read him his favorite bedtime stories. Give your cat some attention. Praise and compliment your cat. Give your cat what he or she wants within reason. First of all, don't assume the fucking cat's gender. WikiHow. You gotta fucking update this shit. They, them's gender, you know? All right, make a peace offering. Give a treat to your cat. Leave your cat's treat. Surprise for your cat, but be sure to leave it. Blah, blah, blah. Treats to your cat's food. Treat your cat with some special food. Offer some dried catnip. There we go. Give it drugs. If your cat's mad at you, give it drugs. You know, give it whatever drugs is to them. Give your cat a toy, and that's it. So, yeah, so I guess that article, to sum it all up, is the lesson is what you need to do is, first of all, understanding your cat's body language. Is it still mad at you, or is it shy, or whatever? And then do things, the best way to apologize, because if you just say, all right, Mr. Whiskers, I'm so sorry for accidentally stepping on your tail. I really wish to. Or apologize. Like, also, if you call your cat his fucking stupid name, like, hey, dipshit, get out of the garbage, you know? And if you say that, like, the cat's not gonna be offended by that, okay? I don't think you need to apologize for calling your fucking cat a slur. But yeah, you should apologize if you accidentally hurt the cat, you know? And, you know, that shit happens, you know? You didn't see the cat there. And yeah, and then, you know, give it a treat. You know, if you really want to make it up to your cat and be good, you're going to have to show actions, because actions always speak louder than words, especially with animals when you're trying to apologize to an animal. So these cat articles, I hope it helped. But also don't sneak your cat into work, okay? Apologize to your cat by giving it treats and pets and shit like that, but don't fucking bring it into the office, dude. Dumb fucking idea. Have you ever cracked open a cold one with the boys? The vibes are on, then all of a sudden, you are out of cold ones? Though the vibes are still on, the vibes will soon go off because you are out of cold ones. There's no need to drive when you're under the vibes. That's why today's sponsor, Drizly, is here to make sure that the vibes continue. Drizly gets all your favorite beer, seltzer, wine, whiskey, and much more delivered directly to your home. With their easy-to-use mobile app, we are getting one step closer to never leaving our homes. You know it's saying something when it's being praised as the Amazon for liquor. Drizly is my go-to app for getting all the booze I need so I can do other things. So using our link in the description today, you can save $5 off your first purchase through Drizly. Drizly has proprietary ID verification technology that it provides to its retail partners that allows drivers to scan IDs for more than a barcode to make sure the purchaser is over 21 years old in the US and of legal drinking age in Canada. Retailers on Drizly may have a minimum order or delivery fee. So using our link in the description, get $5 off your first order with Drizly. And remember, when you use our links, you directly support this show. You're not a boomer who still goes to what our ancient civilizations called a store. You buy everything on the internet like a modern individual. What if I could tell you that you could be saving more on your purchases by only making a few clicks on your computer? That's where today's sponsor, Honey, will change your life. Honey is a free browser extension you can download using the link in our description of this episode. Honey searches the entire internet for promo code, coupon codes, free shipping, and anything else that will save you money when buying things online. It's 100% free, and at no point will you have to pay for it with all of those many microtransactions. It's as simple as pressing a single button and you can start saving money. Not using Honey is basically throwing money away that could be saved for more important things. I recently had to get business cards for myself, and Honey literally saved me 60% on a pack of 500 business cards. It was amazing. Add the Honey extension to your browser today for free by using the link in our description of this episode. And when you use our links, you directly support this show.
Oh no! Our table!
So it's time for Oh No or Table, the part of the podcast where I just answer questions and results may vary. So let's just jump into it, or...
Let's just jump into it.
If your 15-year-old son asked for a pocket pussy, would you get him one?
What?
I have 2 older girls, so this is a new experience for me. He asked for one because his best friend has a couple, and he wants one too. I told him I needed to think about it, but I appreciate him trusting me enough to be open about this. My first instinct is he should just keep using his hand, but how is that different from a pocket pussy? All right, yeah, I mean, the kid is jerking off anyways, so, like, at some point it's just like, well, but, like, you shouldn't be encouraging your kids to jerk. I don't know, if you're a parent, I don't have kids, so I can't really answer this question, but if I was a parent, I would say, hey, don't be jerking off all the time, and don't put money into things that you know, don't be putting money into things, don't be putting money into jerking off, like, I mean, I don't know, it's a guy thing, maybe, because even then, like, the pocket pussy is, in a way, it's just kind of, like, the thing is, most people, we're gonna come inside the pocket, but like, we're not gonna be fucking pulling out or putting on condom shit. We're just fucking letting it out in there. Then you have to clean it out, and how many guys do you think are actually cleaning that shit out? But yeah, first of all, this is one of the most fucking craziest questions I've ever seen. So here's the thing. I would probably suggest, I would say, as a parent, you should not be buying sex toys for your children. I mean, even then, like, if that came out, like, my dad got me a fucking pocket pussy, right on, like, that's weird. Like, we're going some, like, Colleen Ballinger shit right now, and we're like, you bought your son a pocket pussy, Like, that's just fucking weird. A parent should not be buying fucking jerk-off toys for their kids. Now, I would say, here's the real thing, though. They're not that expensive. Like, to get, just buying, like, a cheap one off of, like, Adam and Eve or whatever, it's not that, it's not that big of a deal. And so, the best suggestion I would say is, like, I don't think you should be buying it for him. However, if he earns the money, and say he's 15, so I don't know if he has, like, a debit card or a credit card or anything, probably not, hopefully not a credit card. You're not that parent. Probably has a debit card or something like that. I don't know if they have that or not, but, worst case, and they earn the money themselves, and then, like, maybe go to Walmart, buy, like, a temporary, credit card, temporary debit card, like a debit gift card, you know what I'm talking about? Like, he could, work for the money, save up, get that, and then he can order it online and shit like that. So it's like, I feel like, if you somehow stumble upon your kid with a fleshlight, then I would say, like, just let him use it, unless it's getting really gross and smelly, then you're like, you have to clean off your fucking fleshlight, kid. But, like, you as a parent buying a fleshlight for your kid, I would say, don't do that, Don't do that, okay? Don't. I don't even know your gender, so I don't know if you're the mom or the dad, or both. You could be non-binary. I don't know. But, yeah, I would say don't do that. And don't be buying your kids fucking sex toys, okay? That's just a good lesson. My girlfriend wants me to come inside of her. What do I do? We've been sexual for a couple years now, but recently she asked me to come inside of her, and I don't know what to do. She started taking the depot shot a couple of weeks ago, but I don't know if I can be comfortable with the risk. Abortion is illegal in Oklahoma, and we're not ready to have kids of our own, but I don't want to make her upset. What should I do? Okay. So if I remembered correctly, the depot, I don't know how you say it, that shot 95 94% effective, I think. And at the I don't know. So she's like taking care of her birth, but like you're at 94%, like 6% you have a kid. Like, dude, I think you are kind of overreacting. Like stuff like that, like a shot. Like that's 94% effective. I would probably not worry about that. And I want to be honest with you. If you're both cool with abortion, I think it's still legal in Kansas. So you can. They had a vote and they're like, nah, we want to keep abortion. So I believe in the state of Kansas, you can still get an abortion, and it's not that hard. It's not that hard to get to Kansas. It won't be hard. You just got to get it quick, so it's not weird. But yeah, so I would say that. I would say, at the end of the day, you are your own person, and if you want, there's we talk about consent all the time for men. Like, if you don't want to come inside a woman, you don't have to. If you're gonna come somewhere else on her body, you should usually discuss where you're gonna come on a woman's body or not, or because I'm gonna be honest with you, if you still want to wear a condom, do it. She's like 96. I like those odds. But yeah, I assume you'll be fine. But if you're uncomfortable with it, like honestly, it's your body, your choice. You get to decide who you come inside. You shouldn't be. You should decide who you come inside of, and women, we should decide if they're gonna let someone come inside them. So she's saying yes, but you're saying no. So like it's your body, your choice. So you should go with your own risk. However, I do see in porn, which is probably not the best best reaction. No, not the best place to learn about sex is porn. No, but I'll sometimes see those guys when they're like when it says cream pie in the video. Sometimes I'll see like they'll barely have the tip in, and they'll nut inside of her, but like barely, like they're barely out of there, because usually they're on birth control or something like that. But like just to be safe, you're not, because if you really want to get a girl pregnant, you really got to deep dick her, you gotta get the fallopian tubes and all that shit. But like you could just try like spilling your seed just on the very edge, so it's like hopefully not gonna get up there, and yeah, but you gotta also remember gravity. So yeah, may have to come like porn star. I don't know if any of that was. I don't know if the porn was good, but I don't know. Just don't come all the way inside of her. Like come like leave the tip in. Try to not like power load, or just still pull out. Just fuck it, still pull out. Be a pull out guy. All right. Well, this is a cool question. What is grooming? Is it done by women as well? So I'm 20 years old, and I used to work with an older woman, 35 years old. I liked her very much. She was sweet, caring, extremely beautiful, but she was also married to a rich surgeon. Anyways, I didn't try to hit on her, but she did hit on me, and she was very aggressive about it, so I gave in. It was all consensual, and I had the time of my life. I fell in love with her, and the whole situation made my expectations skyrocket. Every other woman my age that I meet now feels like they're so much less than her. I think I got my perspective of relationships destroyed. Furthermore, the whole thing gave me a new insecurity. No matter how rich, smart, or beautiful you are, it's possible that your partner could cheat on you, and maybe even cheat with a 20-year-old that hasn't done anything big with his life yet. I had a great time for 4 months with her here, but after I left to go back to college, she ghosted me. She hasn't given a sign of life in months. I still think about her a lot. Anyways, could this be considered grooming since I'm not a teen and everything was consensual? All right, so as a fan of pop punk music, I am very qualified to be talking about grooming. So I don't know, as a fan of pop punk. No, don't groom, it's bad. It was really funny because I probably told this story already, but I guess my mom was talking to someone I never heard, and she was talking about someone she knows. They have like a foster kid, and then like I guess foster care program or whatever, like said you're grooming her too much. In the definition of grooming her too much is in like, oh, you're keeping her like too clean, like brushing her hair and shit, like like that kind of grooming. That was the moment I realized, oh, not everyone's into pop punk music. Not everyone is into that shit. So that was a cool lesson I learned in life. But let's talk about grooming for a second. What is grooming? So basically the idea of grooming is you find, or at least what I know what grooming is. I was not groomed, and I've never groomed, but I know what it is because I listen to pop punk music. So grooming, basically, the idea of when we're saying grooming is when basically an older person, let's say, let's use Drake and Millie Bobby Brown, even though I don't think that ever came out to anything. But anyways, though, Millie Bobby Brown was not 18 yet. Drake was in his, I think he's still in his 30s. He might be 40 now. He's definitely not in his 20s anymore. But, if he was, he was like talking with Millie Bobby Brown. So you're basically trying to convince it. And it's a lot of times trying to like trick a younger woman into dating you, that are like, when she turns 18, it'll be legal. So like you're waiting for it and you're kind of putting in a lot of work into, grooming, where you're trying to make them the perfect woman for you, because it's easier to like manipulate younger people than it is to manipulate older people. And so kind of what I'm gonna say here, I don't know in your situation if you're necessarily being groomed. It doesn't sound like you were getting groomed because you were 20, you're not young, and she wasn't like prepping you to be perfect for her. She just wanted to fuck. I think she was just wanting to fuck. And that is also advice I would give other people. If you are someone who likes fucking older women, this is for the fellas out there, don't expect them to be like, to fall in love with you. Like, that's very rare. They're just fucking, You got to realize you're a rebound. So if you're going to do that, if you want a relationship, I really think you need to, there's like an age range, your age range you got to stick to if you really want a good relationship. Because I don't know, like I'm almost 30, and like between me and like a 48-year-old, like we don't have, a lot in common besides the fact that we want to fuck each other. So you got to realize if, when older women are fucking younger guys, they're not looking for love. They're looking to get filled up. So you got to remember that. So I don't think you may have been, because when you're 20 and she's 35, it's kind of like when you're dating, you're looking for love, but she's has a husband, she has a husband still, and she has a husband and stuff like that. Like, she's not looking for a relationship, she's looking to fuck. And so it's you kind of have to realize that, like, older women, if they're not looking for a relationship with you, they're looking to fuck. So I wouldn't say what you had was grooming, but I will say she wasn't the best person, and sometimes we accidentally fall in love with people. It happens. And so I wouldn't beat yourself up over it. And that's kind of a one and done situation for the young bucks hitting on the MILFs. I don't even consider, is 35 MILF age? I don't think 35 is MILF age. I consider you can't MILF age to be like 40s. Even then, it's like she's like 29 years old and she has a kid. Like, is she a MILF? Like, no. MILF is a feeling, an attitude. MILF is not. Being a MILF is not because you're a mom, Anyways, though, also don't groom people, okay? That's my life advice. Do men notice if a woman is going braless? 34C and wearing dresses when going braless. I didn't notice any difference in men noticing. Am I missing something? So yeah, I guess really, like, we really got to stare at the tits. We really got to stare at your boobs for like a decent amount of time to notice if you're going braless or not, unless you're cold, as we like to say, and you got two totem poles sticking out of your chest. We notice that, like, if your nipples are poking out, like, we notice that. But like, if your nipples aren't poking out or anything, we're gonna have to really look and observe before we notice, like, oh, she's not wearing a bra today. Unless the nipples are showing, we're not gonna notice it. And I guess I know some women's outfits. I don't wear women's clothes, so I'm not the best expert on this, but I know that some of them have like built-in bras, right? Like I said, I don't wear women's clothes. Don't act like you're a fucking idiot. How did you not know that? I'm like, I don't wear women's clothes, so I don't know. So yeah, do we notice? Only if your nipples are showing. Other than that, though, yeah, usually it's like we usually don't notice unless the nipples are showing. So, ladies, if you want to know, now you know, and knowing is half the battle. What's a dead giveaway that a girl cheats on her boyfriend? Okay. Okay, so yeah, definitely a situation like if you're living together or not, that can kind of change things. I want to assume that she's on her boyfriend. Sometimes people are really sneaky and you just don't notice if you're getting cheated on, and that always sucks. But if you feel slightly suspicious, sometimes, like I would say 75% of the time, you're probably right. I've heard stories of a lot of people that are like, I think my partner is cheating on me, and then they just like Google like how to know if my partner is cheating on me, and there's probably a WikiHow. To be honest with you, there's probably a WikiHow article on it, and it's like they like check off boxes and stuff like that. They're usually pretty. A lot of times they're attached to their phone a lot. They usually how things like that get found out is so like the girl will. Like the woman in the relationship will like say every week or whatever I have to do that, like King of the Hill, John Redcorn was always fucking Nancy, and because she had to have massages for her migraines, like stuff like that. I was like, I think she might be cheating on me. If you don't trust her, if she's given a reason for you not trust her, and she starts being a little shady, that's something. If they're hiding something, they're either, and when someone hides something in a relationship, like, there's two options. Either, like, she is planning a surprise for you, or she's cheating. So if like your partner's hiding something, those are really the only two things. Either they're hiding something dark, or they are planning a surprise party for you, or a surprise or something like that. So that's something like that. Yeah, usually they're attached to their phone, make up excuses, and then like, I'm like, oh, hey, she was hanging out at so-and-so's place like Friday night, but then someone says they saw them out somewhere else, Yeah, when you can start poking holes in a lot of stories, there's usually, either cheating or a surprise, That's the most part. If she is sucking his dick, she's probably cheating. That's obvious. There's plenty of things I think can give away. It's always good to be a little jealous. Always good to be a little suspicious. It's always a little suspicious. A little suspicion can really go a long way. It's kind of like, I don't know. It's kind of like sriracha. It's like if a little bit really just too much and it's just you're eating sriracha straight, but like a little bit, really can enhance a meal. But yeah, no, usually you're suspicious. Usually, if their breath smells like dick or cum, she's probably cheating on you, dude. If you ever, we kind of know what we're talking. I think we all kind of understand what we're talking about, for mouths taste like your best friend's mouth. If her mouth tastes like your best friend's dick, shit like that. I don't know. Everyone tell me what else. What else is a good sign the girl's cheating on you? If I like a man, but I'm not ready for a relationship, should I still ask him out? So I like this guy, and I'm pretty sure he likes me since he has been flirty with me. The thing is, I'm still trying to get my life together. I want to date him. I just don't want to be in a relationship right now. I also want to ask if he's willing to wait until I'm ready, and if we can date without being a couple for now. Good or bad idea? I'm going to say there's a way to go about this situation, and it's not the way you want to. Like, definitely, if you're in an idea, it's like, I don't want to date anyone right now, but I want to date them. I don't want a relationship, ... right now, because I feel like there's probably a part of you that could be saying, it's like, I really like this guy, but I don't think I really want to commit to him. Like, it could be, I don't want to be in a relationship right now, ... with you. You have to realize if that's the case, like if you actually could see a future with this person, then yeah. But if you're wanting to fuck around, you gotta be have some honesty and good communication and whatever it is you're trying to do. Like, it sounds like you could have a friends with benefits situation going on here. And if, communicate well and be like, hey, we need to not make sure we don't catch feelings for each other, okay?
This is the type of guy you get.
Just be honest with them, and
Let's go full throttle. Feel like a woman, a real woman.
someone who can make you feel like a woman, so I think you have to understand, is this guy, do you want this guy? Because I don't think, you shouldn't be leading someone on like that, because you might end up changing your mind. You might be like, I don't want to do it, and then you have to like going through, and then it's like a breakup, but you're not even really dating. It's like Cosmo Kramer, like, with the episode of Kramer is like works an office job and they fire him. It's like, you didn't even work here. So yeah, I think you have to understand that that you may just want to be friends with benefits right now or not. But if you really see yourself out in the future with this guy, and I think that's what you're really hesitant about right now, is you're somewhat hesitant about, do you see a future with him? Because I think that's going to be your answer right there. It's kind of like, I do it too, like, if you're going to, so say I'm like hungry, do I want McDonald's or do I want Wendy's tonight? So sometimes what I do is I'll get a coin out and pick one side, and then in the back of my mind, I want it to land on one side. That's the side. And then that's what you really wanted to eat. That's like your subconscious. It's weird. So you have to understand, do you really want to be in a relationship with this guy and see a future with him, or what you doing is leading on? And if not, you could be good friends with benefits, and try not to have feelings into it. Say, I don't want to date you right now, and so I think we should be open to dating other people. But if you want to fuck, let's fuck, hang out, But I think that's an important decision. If you really see future with them, you got to do it. But I would suggest not doing this. Like, I don't want a relationship right now, because at that point in my mind, I would be like, I think she's just leading me on. Like, she may want attention or something like that. That's what he's going to probably think. So that's the advice I'd give you, is just realize, do I see a future with him? And, you may not want a relationship right now, but life happens, and, I get into a lot of the wrong time, right person, wrong time type of thing. And so, you don't want to fuck that up, like, if you're the reason for the wrong time, right person, then you got to realize, all that shit out, That's the way it is. Let's get on to our last question. Why is it that only women flirt with me?
That's rough, buddy.
In the last year or so, I've been bombarded by women flirting and or asking me out. I'm married, a woman in the late 30s, and in the last 20 years, I can't tell you the last time a male flirted or anything. My husband says it's due to my RBF that scares men off. It happened multiple times the last couple of weeks at a water park with my kids, filling up my husband's jacked up diesel truck at a doctor's office, and getting groceries. Dude, I saw, also at Walmart today, I want to mention, I saw redneck lesbians, and that was a new thing. I don't think I've ever seen that. I've seen one redneck lesbian with just another lady, but I've never seen two of them together, What is RBF? That's also a question I have. RBF. Well, okay, so it's RBFCU. RBF meaning, there we go. Thank you, Google. Short for resting bitch face. Okay. Could have just said resting bitch face. I guess ladies like the bitch, You're like, And you say you don't get my men. Well, men tend to like younger women, so if you're in your late 30s, that can explain some things. Not me. No, I'm not the guy. I'm just the messenger. So yeah, you probably, and I get this a lot too, so obviously I think there is an idea that if you get sometimes, like, for men and women, like, we aren't always hitting on each other like that, because, it could be considered sexual harassment, so sometimes you have to, read the room and play the game, but when it's, like, men asking out men, like, we know, like, what we should and shouldn't do when doing that. So it's easier to flirt with the same, even, like, guys, like, we flirt with our friends more than we, like, flirt with women, It really, it's easier to flirt with the same gender versus the opposite gender, if that makes any sense. So that's why women. So luckily, it means you're not ugly. Because in this song for the fellas out there, if a man has ever hit on you as another man, you know, say a gay man hits on you, that means you're not ugly. That means you're good looking, and women are too shy because you're too good looking, you know. That's my favorite part, you know, when your friends are like, let's go to the gay bar. And you're like, okay. Because at one point you're like, I want to be hit on, you know? You want to be hit on, but at the same time, you're like, I don't want a bunch of fucking guys, like, hitting on me. You know, there's, like, those two things, but, like, if you don't get hit on, you feel sad, you know? It's like, what's wrong with me? Am I too fat? You know, and that's not even, like, a problem. Like, most people will fuck chubby guys, you know? So anyways, though, yeah, it says you're good looking, but, you know, I think at the end of the day, what you have is a situation where men are probably not going to hit on you. And also, it looks like shows that you're married, so they're probably looking at wedding rings and shit like that. So they're just like, I'm out. So men are respectful. I don't know what you ladies are all about. And with all that being said, we finally wrapping up another episode of Cancel Schweezy. Thank you all for listening to the Lord's trademark favorite podcast. Follow me on social media at TheSchweezy. My music under Schweezy, so you can get to updated when I release new music, and also podcasts and other stuff as well. Financially support us, Patreon, Cash App, or PayPal, whichever one's the best for you. Great way to say thank you for being a friend. But don't forget that check out the YouTube page for the audio listeners. Make sure you're subscribed and leave us a comment and share with your friends all the highlights. And the audio people, leave a review. Give us a 5, 4, 3, 2, or 1 star rating. And don't be stingy. Can we get one more? Don't be stingy.
Come on, Mark. Don't be stingy.
All right. So with that being said, we can end the episode. Honk if you love butt drugs. Stay awesome. Believe it or not, Schweg isn't at home. Please leave a message at the beep. I must be out or I'd pick up the phone. Where could I be? Believe it or not, I'm not home. You just finished a full episode of Cancel Schweezy. You are now one of the smartest individuals who will ever exist in our world. If you like that episode, make sure you subscribe. Whether you're watching this show or listening to the show, make sure you subscribe. That way you get notified whenever we release full new episodes as well. And if you're on YouTube, smash that bell button. That way you get notified anytime we make a post over here on YouTube. Honk if you love butt drugs, and yeah, stay awesome.